So the best way to help struggling readers that have ADHD. Reading can feel like a very passive activity, and that's really hard for these students. A couple things that were really eye-opening to me, because a lot of students who have learning disabilities, they have, and I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's fairly high, that they will have, the likelihood increases that then they will have another issue. A lot of struggling readers will then have other things going on, whether it's an auditory processing issue or ADHD. And so their focus is fragmented, and so obviously just the mainstream things that we do for ADHD apply to reading for these struggling readers as well, that it needs to be done in short sequences, they need to be active, and they need to be hands-on. And one of the things that's great about our reading instruction is that it is multisensory, and so these are usually kinesthetic learners. They don't just do well learning and sitting, they need to move. And one of the things that was very helpful for me as a tutor in this area is to realize that these students aren't moving to be obnoxious or create problems. It's because their brain doesn't function at the high enough waves that we use to take in new information, and so they have to, it doesn't create its own stimulus, and so they have to create their own. So they will shake their leg or bounce it or whatever they need to do to kind of, when they're trying to take in a lot of information. So that's going to show up when they're reading. They're going to bounce, they're going to move, and we need to let them do that, because that's just, you know, as long as they're not being disruptive, that's really helpful for them. But to have reading not be a passive activity where they're writing the words as they're working on them and marking them, and that it's a very big activity and they can get up and out of their desk, and they love this because it's no longer just sit there and blah blah blah. They get to actually work with the words and get their hands on them and get dirty, and they love it. They just do really, really well with it.